Thank you, sir. So we're going to do a quick review of this because you're going to have to find your factors. Now, it says use divisibility rules. Remember, your divisibility rules are, I'm 2 and I'll be your friend as long as there's an even number on the end. So all my multiples of 2 are what kind of numbers? Even. What's my divisibility trick for 3? Parker?
If the two, if it's a number with more than 2 digits, you add them up, and if it's a multiple of 3, then it'll divide it.
Very good. Go bump up. And now what Parker said also applies to the number 9. If we're checking to see if it will divide into 9, we add the digits together and see if those digits will divide not by 3, but by 9, if we're trying for 9, right? Now, what about, I don't really have a trick for 4, not for little numbers, other than knowing that all my multiples of 4 are what? Even. All right, for 5, what's my trick? Kate?
They end in 5 or a 0.
Very good. They end in a 5 or a 0. Hallie Claire, I don't really have no, I do have a trick for 6. Do you remember my trick for 6?
I don't think so.
Mhm. You might have not have been here though. Ryder, do you remember it?
If it's divisible, if 2 of the factors are 3 or 2, then
That's it. Go bump up.
yeah, you know.
2 and 3 both have to be factors. 2 and 3 both have to be factors. If you only see 2, it's not going to divide by 6. If you only see 3, it's not going to divide by 6. But if it has 2 and 3, then you know 6 has to work, right? 7, there are no tricks. You just have to do what to it? Divide it. 8, the only trick that we have is that all your multiples of 8 are also even. 9, we've talked about that. 10, what's my trick for 10s? Kate? They always end in 0. What about 11s? They're always, most of them are always what, Addison?
The same number 2 times.
The same number 2 times. I always want to say doubles, but it's really not a double. It's just 33 or 44, right? And then all your multiples of 12 are even. So let's go through and let's find these factors really quickly so we can get into the lesson today. Now, we are not writing our factor pairs like with the multiplication symbol. We're actually writing our factors out. Do you see your parentheses out there? This is how you're going to write them. Unless they give you the multiplication sign, you're going to factor your numbers like this. So Miss Moore said whenever you find your factors of 9, what do we always want to start with? 1 and 9. So let's put 1 down here, 9 down here. I'm going to put commas, right? Yes, sir, Ryder?
I remember it was kind of close to the beginning of the year that you told us the trick for all the way up. If it was like all the way up to 18, I asked you about 9 to 3, so you have to figure that out. That you could just add them together and then that would be the number in the middle.
Oh, yes, for the 11s. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Can't you put semicolons instead of commas? Cause
You could. Anything so that they don't like all run together, I'm happy with. But most importantly, I want the 1 up front and then the 9 back here. Now, after 1, we're going to check what? 2. 2 won't work because 9 is odd. All right, what about 3?
It works.
Yes, I have 3 and what?
3. But it
Now-
starts repeating so you don't have no more.
Very good, Addison. It starts repeating, so I'm done. Now, you can put 2 3s if you want. I'm only going to put 1. It's okay if you put 2. Because if I have 1 3 right here, that means 1 times 9, right? And that means 3 times 3, right?
I remember this on the other day.
If you put 2, I don't count off for it. But it is helpful to put 1 when we start getting into our lesson today. Yes, okay?
if you put 2 3s, it should be 1 3 3 9.
Exactly. And we've already got 3 up there, so there's not really a need to repeat it, right? So those are my factors of 9. Is 9 prime or composite?
Composite.
Because it has more than one factor pair, right? All right, so let's look at number 2, 17. For 17, what do I start with?
1 and 17.
1 and 17. Will 2 work?
No, because it's odd.
Will 3 work? Yes, sir, Ryder?
There's no more fraction of 17.
Good. If you have studied that sheet, you should know that 17 is what? If you haven't studied that sheet, you're going to have to go 2, then check 3, then check 4, 5. You're going to have to go all the way to 16. Do you want to do that?
No.
Not really, so you need to study that prime composite sheet, right? Yes, ma'am, Madison?
3 don't work because it's also a multiple of 9 and
Good.
and you don't have 17 up there on your 9, so it won't work.
Good. Very good observation. So we said the number 9 is a what kind of number, prime or composite? We say that 17 is a what kind of number? Prime, because it has exactly one factor pair. Remember, prime numbers are picky. They only like one and themselves, right? I tell you what, let's put a C by number 1 for composite. Let's put a P by number 2 for prime. That's good. And if you can write out the whole word, that's good. But we're kind of in a hurry to get through this. All right, number 3, let's look at 36.
It's composite.
All right, it is going to be composite because it's what?
Even.
It is even, right? All right, so I'm going to start with what? 1 and
36.
make sure we kind of stay together. Don't get ahead of me. 1 and 36. Will 2 work?
Yes.
Because it's even. 2 and if you don't know, you got to divide it. 2 and 18. Will 3 work?
Yes.
3 and 12. Does 4 work?
Yes.
Yes. 4 and does 5 work?
No.
Does 6 work?
No.
Yes. 6 and 6. And I'm only going to put 1 6.
It starts repeating so that you're doing.
Good, Addison. So now, just to help y'all, I'm going to do 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and then 6 and 6. And Addison said it started repeating, so we're done. We're done finding our factors. All right, let's look at number 4, which is 87.
It's prime.
Good. 87 is prime. If Ivy Kate said that it's prime, what's its factors? 1 and 87.
That's it.
And that's it. Because it is a prime number. All right. Let's look at number 5, which is number 24.
And it's composite.
Good. How do you know right away that it's composite?
It's
It's even. What's the only even number that is prime?
2.
Good. All right, so we're going to start with 1 and
24.
then 2 and
12.
3 and
Can't do
Yeah.
3 and 8. 4 and
6.
5 and
Nothing.
nothing. Good. 6 and
You can't do that to repeat.
it's already up there. Repeat. So we are
No.
done. So these are all my factor pairs here. And look, I got a gap in the middle, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. As long as you go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as long as you go through it like that, I'm happy. I don't care about the gaps. Do y'all remember this? Is this coming back to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. All right. So let's take a look at number 6.
It's 2. It's 2. And it's prime.
Good. All right. So if it's prime, what's my factors?
1 and 2. Oh my God.
Draco was like his tail was on the log and he just pushed like
No, his tail is like hitting his head.
It's okay. Y'all, all right, y'all stay with me. Stay with me up here. All right, number 7 is 21.
It's composite.
It is composite because what number likes it?
3.
3
and 7.
and 7. So we know it can't be prime. So it like 1 times
21.
and 2? Nope. 3 and
7.
if that's all it's going to work.
Yeah.
Because then you repeat.
Yeah, you would start.
4 doesn't work, 5 doesn't work, 6 doesn't work, and 7's already up there. All right, last one, number 8, 18.
Composite.
Good, because you know it's even, right? So I have 1 and
18.
2 and
9.
3 and
6.
4 and
Won't work.
won't work. 5 and
Won't work.
6 and
Repeat.
good. So we are done. Now, y'all are doing really good at this factoring. Do you know why?
Because you know your multiplication.
You know your multiplication facts, and that is the goal. Fractions will be easy if you know your multiplication facts, and you can make them even easier if you know those prime numbers.
And division.
All right? So, you do need to write study on this, but don't put it up just yet. We'll kind of put them all up at one time. So, take one of these and pass it back. I think, wait, okay.